Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. I am back on the beach today for the last time, actually, this week, because this is the last day of my staycation down here in Torquay, Torbay. It's been really, really nice. You know what? I guess I've been getting a bit bougie over the years, going to all these nice locations. When you go to watch Arsenal, America last year, Singapore. We cannot give up on the UK. There's some brilliant locations here, even though today it is so foggy. I'm going to show you. Look out on the sea here now. I keep thinking that movie, you know, the movie The Fog, where you know something crazy is going to come out of the sea or something. But it has been beautiful being down here. Show today brought to you, of course, by the guys from U to B. I'm rocking another one of their t-shirts today that are available. Check out this one. Love this one. The link is in the description if you want to get hold of any of those t-shirts right now. Check out the description below. But thanks again to the guys from U to B. And we have got a competition coming soon where we're going to be giving some of those away. I'm worried about this tide coming in, you know. I'm looking at it. I'm sat on these steps. Look at this, right? Just before we get into the rumours. But you're that bit close. I know, man. If you see me, you have to beat a retreat. Then you know why, right? But listen, let's get into the transfer moves today. Going to kick off with this one about Mohamed Elneny. Now, Elneny, as you know, was on loan last season at Besiktas over there in Turkey. And even though he done really, really well on the loan move, it didn't work out in the end. Not because of his ability on the pitch. He was very, as I said, had an excellent loan spell for them. However, he had this big dispute with Besiktas over payment. For the last few months of his time there, he wasn't paid his wages. It led to a big dispute, and subsequently he doesn't want to return back to Besiktas. However, there is another club over there in Turkey that would like to take him on, want his services, and that is Trabzonspor. They want to take him, and also at the moment negotiating another year-long deal for Mohamed Elneny to go to Besiktas. To go to Trabzonspor. I think they would really like to sell him. That's the ultimate that they'd like to achieve. But does look like he'll be going out on another loan for another year, and again frees up some of the wages to help him bring in other players in. There's also been conflicting reports regarding Dani Ceballos. Now, of course, Dani Ceballos finished off the season very strongly. Remember, he scored in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup against Sheffield United. He was a very important player for Arsenal towards the end of the season. And Mikel Arteta is desperate to keep hold of him. There were a lot of stories coming out yesterday that Real Madrid want him back. Real Madrid not looking to spend a lot of money in the transfer market this summer. There's even been rumours that they're saying they're not spending any money at all in the transfer market. That is how hard this whole coronavirus thing has hit even the very biggest of clubs. And there was a lot of rumours saying that they want to bring him back to Real Madrid. However, there's conflicting rumours, because there's also a rumour around today that the player they want to bring back is Martin Odegaard, the Norwegian who's been on loan at Real Sociedad. He had a great season. I remember talking to Kevin Campbell about him, and he was saying, listen, he'd be a great player for Arsenal. But it looks like Real Madrid are going to bring him back off of loan. I think he's been there for quite a while. They bought him as a very young player. I think he's been there since like 2015, 2016, and hasn't really figured yet for them. Well, they're looking to bring him back, and that then leaves the possibility that they will leave Dani Ceballos out on the loan, and that he will on the loan deal, and he will stay at Arsenal. So conflicting out there today. Let's hope that we are able to keep Ceballos. I think that will save Arsenal a hell of a lot of money. And at this moment in time, he's a very important player for Arsenal. I think he really suits what Mikel Arteta is trying to do. Very skillful, very technical, but also very, very hard working. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the stuff today about Mesut Ozil, and we're going to go into a bit more depth about it. We're doing a podcast, me and DT, and we're going to talk about this one a lot. But Mesut Ozil today, he did an interview with The Athletic, and he's had a lot to say, and a lot of it, you can see behind it, he's pretty upset. He's saying that, listen, nobody's going to force me out of this club. I'm not leaving this club just like that. I love it in London. I love it at Arsenal. You know, I love the fans and I love being here. And he feels that at the moment he's being forced out of the club, and he doesn't really direct it at Arteta. The way in which I read it, it's not like he's saying, right, Arteta's trying to force me out of the club. It's more like he's saying that there's forces up above, the hierarchy, that are trying to get rid of him out of the club. They want him to go. And basically he's saying that, you know, he's not going. He's staying. That he's very unhappy with. As I said, we were going to do a podcast on it, me and DT, so make sure you check that out. But basically, Mesut Ozil saying that he is not going to be leaving. He said he was very unhappy with the fact that, you know, they were asked to take the pay cut. All he said is that he wanted more time on it and stuff like that to decide what he wanted to do. He wanted to see where the money was going to end up, etc. And he's basically saying that he's been made a scapegoat, and that they've deliberately sort of done things so that the fans will turn on him. And in his word, he said that, you know, there's people at the club trying to destroy him. I mean, really incendiary stuff. What do you guys think of it? You know, he's saying that the supporters are against him. And then you could say at the moment that is true. The supporters have been turned against him. You know, you see the pictures of him, that image of him that time when he had the umbrella up, sat in the stands, not on the pitch. Remember, he didn't play 1 minute after the lockdown. Again, something that he complained about. But basically what he's saying in the whole thing is that he is not going anywhere. He says he's got a year left on his deal. He is not looking to leave the club. There were rumors this week that he was been speaking to contacts over there in Turkey to try and get a move away. There's been talks of loan moves to Turkey as well. But if you read what he's saying, he's not interested in any of that. He is staying put at Arsenal until the end of his deal. Now, what do? Do we play him next season? Do we try and get him back involved in the team if you're not going to get rid of him? Or do you just pay him off? There's been that rumor as well. Just pay him off the 18 million or what it is and just say to him, just take the money and go. We just, you know, it's a really difficult one. A really difficult one, because I've been personally a fan that's loved the player over the years. I've really loved Mesut Ozil. I've loved, you know, his play. But certainly it just looks to me at the moment that it's just at a crossroads at the moment, and it's just not working out. But what do you guys think on it? And as I said, make sure you check out the podcast, All Guns Blazing, with me and DT. We're going to go into more detail on this one. But some really damning things that he had to say today. And we continue to be linked to midfielders. Hossim Aouar of Lyon, again, being linked today. Lyon are said to be willing to sell the 22-year-old this summer. Remember, we had on Adam White on the other day, who's saying that he's a really, really top player. In the Champions League against Juventus, he had a great game as well. Really is a player interested in Arsenal, but would they be able to afford the big amount of money that Lyon are going to ask for him? And again, what happens if you bring him in and Ozil's still here? You know? Gelson Fernandes as well is another player that it seems like Arsenal are desperate to try and do a deal for. They've already apparently, if you to listen to reports, they've made 2 offers to sign him, both of which have been turned down. There's talk today that Arsenal will be willing to do some sort of swap deal to get the deal done. They're willing to swap maybe Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Lucas Torreira. Now, it's all right, all these outlets banding that around saying they'll be willing to swap these players, but will those players be willing to go? You know what I mean? Is Ainsley Maitland-Niles going to want to go to Sporting Lisbon? I don't think so, especially when he's got so many other Premier League clubs chasing him down right now. So I see those swap deals as highly unlikely for Gelson Fernandes. If we are to do that deal, we're going to have to spend the money. It's going to be expensive. You know, people talk about him over there in Portugal as the new Cristiano Ronaldo. That's high praise indeed. So to get a deal like that done, Sporting are not idiots. You saw the hard ball they played when it came to sending Fernandes to Manchester United. Tottenham were after him before that. You know, Bruno Fernandes, they played a hard ball on it and got the maximum amount of money. Expect them to do the same with this. Are Arsenal willing to fork out that money for that hot prospect? And then there's this one today about a swap deal for Amadou Diawara, should I say, of Roma, defensive midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, very, very good player. A lot of talk today that Roma would be up for doing a swap deal, which would involve Lucas Torreira coming the other way. Lots of clubs in Italy love Torreira. Torreira, of course, used to play for Sampdoria before we brought him over here to the Premier League. As we know, it's been bit parts for him really since this season. And it does look like he'd be willing to go back to Italy. Now, as I said, there's a lot of admiring clubs in Italy. He had a great time in Italy. And Roma are one of them. And Diawara, they'd be willing to swap. Good player. I haven't seen enough of him to know if he'd be better than bringing in Torreira. But certainly that is being muted today. The player that we do want, though, I think every Arsenal fan that we would be happy to see come across would be Thomas Partey. Now, reports today that Partey would be up for a move, but he's looking for £200,000 a week in wages. That is a lot. I mean, Arsenal are going to be freeing up a lot of wages. But as we've seen with the Mesut Ozil situation, when it comes to wages, you've got to be careful the sort of money you pay out. You pay out a certain amount of money to one player. Everybody else then wants that sort of money as well. We've seen that, as I said, right now with Aubameyang, he's looking for parity, although he's not going to get that parity what Ozil's on. But, he can go in when he's negotiating and say, well, yeah, hey, hold on a minute. He's on 350. I want minimum 250, 300. If you put Partey on a 200 straight away, what will other players in that Arsenal team be saying? Suppose at the end of the season, we want to get a Ceballos done on a permanent deal. He's going to want the same sort of money. So wages is something you've got to be very careful of when you're deciding on what you're going to give players. But certainly, Partey said to be willing to come to Arsenal, but wants up to 200 grand a week. So it's not going to be cheap, especially if they was having to meet that release clause of 40 million as well. I just can't see Arsenal playing that sort of wages. But this is going to be one that's going to rumble on. Of course, Atletico playing in the Champions League. I think once they're out, that's if they don't go all the way, they could still win it. But if they're out, then things we'll find out more quicker what's going to happen with that. But until that's over, I don't think we're going to see a lot of movement on that Thomas Partey thing, apart from day-to-day rumours. Anyway, listen, we've come towards the end of the show today. Thanks for watching. It's been beautiful down here, as I said, in Torquay and Torbay. Thanks to all the people I've met down here. I've met a lot of Gooners down here, and it's been fantastic meeting them. The sun is shining, and you know what? I've had some great days. It does look like it's going to be some heavy rain today. And I'll tell you what, this tide is coming. It's coming in, right? It's getting close, right? So I better end this show, right? I don't want to end up in the sea, floating out to somewhere, yeah? I ain't over in France or something. But thanks for watching the show today. Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.